जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारि यमुना तीरावनचारि जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा जय विष्णुपाद प्रभु सपरिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सदस्य श्रीमद अभय चरण अरविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सदस्य श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रवृत्त्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। महापुर नवदीप धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। जमुना माई की जय। नर्मदा माई की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय पुतरे श्रीमते भक्ति विकास स्वामी नामने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय पुतरे श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं मंगलं लंगायते गिरिं मत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुनितारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्येश्वरम्। सकृत् एव प्रपन्नो यस्तवसास्मि च याचते अभयं सर्वदा तस्मै ददाम्येतत् व्रतं मम। Hare Krishna once again. Sorry, devotees, because I had to go to Baroda for some work. So while coming back, it was late. So hence class is late. I thought I would come early, but couldn't. I hope I'm able to communicate properly and I'm audible so that I can start. Okay. So reading from page number 318, Patropadesh volume 1. So welcome to online session of the Patropadesh volume 1. It is the 16th session. So we are reading from page number 318, 31st December 2005. So continuing to read. I understand that your wish to serve Krishna on a very high level and that others may not understand you doing so. Still, within an institution, some rules need to be followed. You write that you decided to change your diet, but better than unilaterally deciding to take permission and blessings from other devotees, without which nothing we do can please Krishna. Indeed, Shastra states that before performing a vrata, one should take permission and blessings from one's guru, otherwise, the vrata will be useless. Oh, just imagine the chaos if everyone decided to perform devotional service in their own way. I think this I completed. Hmm. Can anybody remind me which page number I had? 323. Yes. Sorry, spaced out. Yes, 323. Simply spaced out. 17th April 2006. Okay. 17th April 2006, page number 323. Just I will update in the. Okay. 17th April 2006. It is sad news that has become so foolish. It is clear that she never carefully read Srila Prabhupada's books or heard my lectures. For if she had, she could not have been attracted to these shallow people. Her deviation underscores the importance of undertaking Bhakti Shastra study. Someone should try to explain to her why the path she has taken is wrong. But she has been duplicitous in as much as she did not consult me before adventuring on it, which indicates that she has very little regard for me. So I am not very hopeful for her. Now she has chose she can either be my disciple or the disciple of that cheater. If she wants to be my disciple, she must immediately give up all contact and sympathy with that cheater and his followers. Unless she gives up this nonsense, devotees should be advised that she is deviated and should not be associated with. And even if she does not agree to give up that nonsense, then for at least a year, she should not have any kind of leadership role, including conducting Namahatta programs. It is good that you are living as a brahmachari in ISKCON Vrindavan. Best that you continue doing so for at least 2 years more, and for the time being, not consider doing anything else. Submit yourself to any service you may be asked to perform and study Srila Prabhupada's books carefully. That will help you progress in Krishna consciousness. 6 July 2006. If it is wrong, if I try to make my living from my Mahabharat narrations, a better attitude is to desire simply to glorify Krishna and live on whatever he provides, even if that is very little. I can sell these recordings in the form of MP3 and these make a good business. Oh Krishna. Thinking of making a good business from Krishna Katha renders one unfit to speak Krishna Katha. Oh. In this way, my mind will always be absorbed in Krishna Katha also, because I have to make recordings. Nice, in quotes, within quotes, nice. In this context means what will appeal to the hearers rather than what they need to hear. In this way, you may join the ranks of professional speakers who Srila Prabhupada speaks against so strongly. I pray never to become a nice speaker. Oh. I pray never to become a nice speaker, but for the blessing to be a servant of the non-duplicitous Parampara. 24th July 2006. You need the courage to face the fact that you are not fit for brahmachari life and should get married and practice Krishna consciousness as an honest grahastha. 22nd August 2006. I have received your letters and deliberated over their contents. Of course, I don't know all the nuances of this situation, but on the whole, it seems wise not to marry unless there is mutual respect, trust, and appreciation, which is clearly lacking in your case. Canceling the marriage will bring difficulties, but better to suffer them for a short time rather than suffering throughout life. However, if you can reconcile, then you might reconsider. but such reconciliation would have to be more than surface deep. For instance, it might be difficult for H to forswear his understandable resentment for another proposal having been mooted after the engagement done had been done. When I agreed to the proposal for your marriage, I did so presuming that all the factors had been carefully when I agreed for your marriage, I did so presuming that all factors have been carefully considered. The idea was to make an alliance between devotees, as marriage to a non devotee can devastate efforts in bhakti. However, it seems that we are sometimes naive in presuming that devotees can overcome their material conditioning and live peacefully with persons with whom they are basically incompatible. Astrological matching gives but an indication, and factors such as financial and social expectations and cultural background must also be considered. As there are not so many devotees and matching can be difficult, sometimes in good faith we overlook differences in devotees' temperaments and marry them anyway. But the result is not often happy. What is this? Please do not blame anyone for this unfortunate situation. In today's disturbed world, it is not easy to arrange solid marriages, and those who sincerely attempt to do so are often paid with scorn. I wish that whatever you decide, you both remain convinced that the lotus feet of Lord Krishna are the ultimate refuge for all persons suffering in the material existence, and that we should commit ourselves to his service under the guidance of Srila Prabhupada and his representatives. Okay, because I'm getting too many calls and too many things are happening. So I would like to request some other devotees to continue to read. I would like to request, sort of like what? I request Srinivas Garu, Srinivas ji to continue for a few pages and then some other devotees can take over. Okay, Srinivas ji, please read.
17th October 2006. It is a good idea if you spend more time in India before marriage. Although it might not be easy to find a devotee community that will accept you on a full time basis.
It's not
Please,
so loud like yesterday. I
love
don't know
base.
why.
Please do not get married or live with that
Uh,
young girl devotee for at least a year. You got engaged once, then it broke, so better be slow, steady, and sure. 3rd November 2006. Below is an extract from a letter from yet another devotee who performed much austerity for several years and whose health is now broken. Finally, the fever has come down, but I am so tired and it will take some time to get energy. But the past 2 years have proved that I have a serious setback in health and I collapsed so many times. It seems to me that I have to take some gap in my service to ISKCON and improve my health. Otherwise, I am afraid that in long term, my health will not allow me at all to serve ISKCON and yourself. Please consider carefully and don't push your body too hard. It is not your property and should be properly maintained for serving Krishna. 3rd November 2006. You will get many different answers as there are many different levels of understanding Guru Tattva. Once Srila Prabhupada approved that a disciple of his be further initiated by a Gaudiya Mata sannyasi, and other times he was much against it. It is interesting that you are interested to follow Vaishnava etiquette, whereas you
etiquette.
etiquette, whereas
Etiquette.
etiquette,
No, no, no. You hear properly. Etiquette.
etiquette,
Yes.
etiquette, whereas your Diksha Guru seems to consider it his duty to reinitiate disciples of Gurus in ISKCON and other Gaudiya mats with the reasoning that such Gurus are fallen if they don't allow their disciples to be initiated by him. I would not recommend that you again be initiated, but you might consider yourself in need of guidance or at least someone you can look up to and wholeheartedly bow down to. That you don't think you could find a guru is your misfortune, as you certainly need to become more respectful in dealings with your peers, what to speak of seniors. Frankly, I found your recent responses to Prabhu and Prabhu quite dissatisful, distasteful. Of course, my own attack on B. Swami is well known, but that it took place after nearly 1 second, Prabhu. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, Prabhu. Of Prabhu appears would speak of senior. Frankly, I would found your recent responses to Prabhu and Prabhu quite distasteful. Of course, my own attack on B. Swami is well known, but that took place after nearly 2 years of privately trying to point out to him that some of his statements needed rectification. 6th November 2006. Chanting at least 16 rounds of the Maha Mantra is the basis of the spiritual practices given to us by Srila Prabhupada in pursuance of the teachings of Lord Chaitanya and Shastra. And it is not within my right to endorse a different standard for you. There are thousands of devotees throughout the world in similar circumstances to yourself. Almost all have to struggle one way or another in this difficult Kali Yuga, who nevertheless retain their commitment to chant 16 rounds. I understand that you led an arduous, arduous life, but nevertheless again request you to maintain your initiation vows and to not try to justify reneging on them. Please carefully study Srila Prabhupada's books as well as distributing them, and you will understand better. 6th November 2006. I have given clear guidelines to S. Das, but he is ignoring them. I told him that as far as possible, I don't want to get involved in disputes between disciples and that he should sort it out with lower level devotees. But he insists that I must instruct B, presumably meaning that I must order him according to S. Dasa's direction. What if, after hearing everything, I were to instruct S. Das to do something against his wishes? Would S. Das follow? I doubt it because some years ago, when S. Das was campaigning against the local ISKCON management, including forging a complaint from A. Prabhu, I instructed him to join Padayatra in G.S. Das. G.S. Das did not follow that order, but now he wants me to follow his order and give his orders to someone else. He has severe misconceptions regarding the roles of gurus and disciples. 7th November 2006. Please forgive my innumerable offenses at your lotus feet. I could not realize your exalted position, as I am not fit to communicate with you, and as I do not wish to divert you from your many important services, and as I am also very busy, I request that you not send me any more mails. 7th November 2006. Sorry, I do not want to hear any excuses or unnecessary topics to prolong this matter. Do not twist the matter again. And sorry, I don't want to hear any more such offensive statements from you again. You should apologize to B. Prabhu. Go.
Apologize.
Apologize.
No, no,
Apologize.
no, no. Apologize.
Apologize.
Yes.
You should apologize to be Prabhu. Go look up the word in the dictionary. Apologize. I am not interested to be involved in this affair. You have demonstrated not an iota,
Iota.
iota of humility. Look up that word also and just demand. Hare Krishna. And just demand that I do as you say. I refused. I am not your chela. Do not write to me about this again. 11th November 2006. Thank you so much for the trust and affection you have expressed for me. However, according to tradition and plain common sense, I cannot instruct you without your husband's knowledge and involvement. Doing so would almost certainly lead to unpleasant misunderstandings. Srila Prabhupada recalled, I am a sannyasi. I am forbidden to make any association with women. I cannot talk even with women in a lonely place. That is forbidden. I cannot talk with a woman. I give you one practical example. When my Guru Maharaja, my spiritual master, was living, I am speaking about 50 years before. We were all young men at that time, and one of my god brothers, he was also young man, Dr. O. B. Kapoor, and his wife was also young. So his wife wanted to speak with my Guru Maharaja. My Guru Maharaja was at that time not less than 60 or more than that. And the girl, my friend's wife, she was not more than 22 years. But actually, she was just like his granddaughter. But she proposed, Sir, I wanted to speak with you something confidentially. My Guru Maharaja said, Oh no, I can't speak with you confidentially. You can speak whatever you like here. Just see, I cannot speak. Now the so much age difference, so much I mean to say affection, still he refused. No, I can't talk with you confidentially because you are woman. From a lecture on Bhagavad Gita, 7 chapter 8 to 14 shlokas, 2nd October 1966. Nevertheless, I will be happy to reply to your queries when I go to Mayapur, which would probably be in February, and I can give you the best instruction to always chant the holy names and study Srila Prabhupada's books very carefully. Serve the Vaishnavas and especially your husband, and always be happy in Krishna consciousness. For intimate advice on a day to day basis, it would be better to request one of the senior ladies living in Mayapur. 13th November 2006. Please accept my apologies for offenses to you by my disciples. It gives me much distress. Some seem to be incorrigible, or maybe I am so incompetent as a guru that I am unable to reform them. Just to see that fellow who I ordered to apologize for his blatant offense to you, and he replied, explaining that he had a right to do so. You could consider asking why the girls aren't coming much to the temple. It may be due to exam pressure, hostel restrictions, or whatever. And if you don't get a satisfactory reply, it might be better to heed Lord Krishna's advice. Na buddhi bhedam janayed. As far as certain persons being trained to consider other centers on a lower level, all I can say is pride comes before a fall. Hare Krishna. Can the bubble last forever without bursting? I suggest you mention what you were told to the super guru of that whole closest next time you see him. Now, I had better get back to editing the disputes and the triumphs of the past. 16th November 2006. How about calling all the gripers together regularly for Kirtana? Otherwise, the Kali Kolahala will continue.
Great.
Harer Namaiva Kevalam. This chanting should go on. Instead of meetings, resolutions, dissolutions, revolutions, and then no solutions, there should be chanting. Hare Krishna.
Famous.
21st November 2006. I was not displeased by your leaving the temple. I am very grateful for all the very valuable service that you performed. And filling the gap has not been easy, but I accepted it as inevitable that you have needed to move on and wish you all the best for your future. There is no doubt that we live in a very difficult age, and inside our outside the temple things can be almost unimaginably rough. A philosophical outlook helps. Did you see the recent posting I sent on BVKS Sangha? The the Avanti Brahmana's acceptance of his fate. And of course, we need to organize farm communities as Srila Prabhupada envisioned. Doing so won't be easy, nor easy country life a guaranteed utopia. But at least there should be more opportunity to engage in the Yuga Dharma of chanting Hare Krishna, which is the only genuine elixir. 26th November 2006. For you to be accepted as a sannyasa candidate in ISKCON, you would have to change your lifestyle in ways that you may not wish to, and then wait a few years, which you also may not wish to do. And to take sannyasa elsewhere would effectively place you outside of ISKCON, which you also may not desire. In other words, in whatever way you might take sannyasa, it would mean significant changes in your life that you might not desire. So, practically, you have to consider what is most important to you. 27th November 2006. Get off the mental platform. Read, chant, and distribute Srila Prabhupada's books. Pray a lot. Krishna will help you. For any particular advice, ask Prabhu. 3rd December 2006. Prabhu's Prabhu's estrangement from many of his god brothers is probably largely due to his sharp criticism of everything he perceives as wrong. Even though often accurate, his comments may not be always appropriate and may be the cause of his present suffering. If he wants to avail of the devotees association, that is the only hope for his rectification, then he has to admit that he is in no position to criticize others and that to effect change where it is needed. First, he has to change himself. Just as patience is needed to cure his sickness, so patience is required to rectify anomalies in ISKCON. Here is a letter from Srila Prabhupada addressing a disciple sick in another way. Srila Prabhupada challenges the disciple to prove his sincerity. My dear Lalitananda Dasa, please accept my blessings. I am in due receipt of your letter dated May 13th, 1975, and have noted the contents. I am very sorry that you have taken to homosex. It will not help you advance in your attempt for spiritual life. In fact, it will only hamper your advancement. I do not know why you have taken to such abominable activities. What can I say? Anyway, try to render whatever service you can to Krishna. Even though you are in a very degraded condition, Krishna, being pleased with your service attitude, can pick you up from your fallen state. Fallen state. You should stop this homosex immediately. It
Oh,
is
Krishna.
illicit sex. Otherwise, your chances of advancing in spiritual life are nil. Show Krishna you are serious if you are. I hope this meets you in good health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Prabhu needs strong determination, strong humility to admit the needs help. He needs help and strong, caring assistance. The first two are in his own hands. As for help, there is probably only you in a position, emotionally and logistically, to do so beyond your capacity, maybe, but you are the only one who cares enough about him. You have to decide if you are ready to put in much sustained energy with apparently little chances of success and the risk of arrest if caught with him when he has drugs. Hare Krishna. Please also consider that mere
Huh.
unsubmissiveness does not qualify one as a Kshatriya, who is
Which page number are you reading?
332 Prabhu.
1 second.
ఇంకొంచెం కిందకు ప్రభు ఇది కూడా అక్కడ దానికి ఎస్ ప్రభు ప్లేస్ ప్లీజ్ ఆల్సో కన్సిడర్ దట్ మియర్
Okay.
unsubmissiveness does not qualify one as a kshatriya who is characterized more by determination to perform heroic acts than by wanton unsubmissiveness, a trait typical of criminals rather than devotees. A real kshatriya is always submissive to brahmanas who he recognizes as superior and competent and necessary to guide him. The I am right and all others are wrong attitude suggests that of the demonic as detailed in Gita chapter 16. I am not saying that Prabhu is demonic, but that his anarthas should be understood as such and not attributed to noble causes. A harsh analysis, possibly, realistic, probably. Please consider and decide what to do. 3rd December 2006. It is good that you wish to wholly dedicate your life in Krishna's service, and I commend that decision. But you have to do so in a way that your parents will be satisfied and will not harass the devotees. You also have to be fully convinced, not that later you have doubts and feel disturbed. 5th December 2006. I am sorry to learn of your sickness. Just see how Maya can strike anytime, even at the beginning of the marathon.
Oh, Krishna. Yes.
Do I chant Missed Gayatri and Japa next day? Best. Likely ask me to take away Kanthamala and Upaveta at least during the operation. So, are there anything to overcome this lack of protection? Wear tilak, pray and chant, listen as much as possible, all day more or less, to lectures and kirtanas. Be super nice to the staff and fellow patients because they will judge ISKCON and Srila Prabhupada based on you. Distribute prasada and never complain and they will be impressed. Don't rush back to book distribution against doctor's advice. In fact, don't do any physical effort that the doctors don't advise. My personal experience is that I wasted literally months of service due to rushing into service when I should have rested more after illness.
Yeah,
Please
that's very,
let
very
me
important.
know how things turn out.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
very much. I'll request some other devotees to read. Thank you very much. Okay, Vivek ji, you can read. I'll give you the access to the mic. 23rd December 2006.
23rd December 2006. Thank you for preparing these books. I appreciate your sticking to this service and getting things done. However, now that there are others ready to help, it would be better if you were to work with them. For instance, devotees in Bosnia are ready to print more copies of each book. So, by your printing, just a few more work is created by necessitating reprints. In principle, the idea of the book on Srila Prabhupada is good. But as several of my Vyasapuja offerings appear in my memories of Srila Prabhupada, they should be published in that book only, not elsewhere. If you have English transcripts of the lectures you plan to publish, please send them to me. I was and will always be acting correctly and sincerely toward you. Thank you. If you really want to act correctly and sincerely toward me, then better than asking me to support you in what you are doing would be to first ask if what you are doing is what I want you to do. These are my books, not yours. So if you wish to serve me in producing them, please consult me about how to do so instead of trying to force me and all others concerned to be servants of your plans. What you are doing is good, but if you would work more cooperatively with others, it could be much better. 2007, 10th January 2007. As you asked for input, I will give some even if it's viewed as impractical. I see your most important service now as keeping your marriage together, even more important than being with the book distributors. Excuse me if that sounds like heresy. Just 2 days ago, I was speaking with a godbrother who provided well for his family, yet saw several of his kids turn into drug abusers and womanizers. They told him that he had never provided a home for them. House, yes, money, yes, but not a home. Because many times either one of the parents was away, and when they were together, they mostly fought. Exactly what you should do, I can't suggest, but I request that you bear this in mind. Just an aside, a recently married devotee here in G committed suicide a few days before his scheduled initiation. He left behind a pregnant wife, the sister of one of my disciples, and a widowed mother. He was a bit mentally unstable, it seems, and had been dismissed from his job, and was mostly at home trying to balance his mother and wife, who didn't get along well.
One more
Then,
thing, devotees should never commit suicide.
yeah,
That's main thing. Even if so many problems come in your life, you have to just tolerate. Matras prashastu kauntaya. Should be very matured, and we should take care of devotees, those who have some problems with the mind. Many devotees have problems with psychological problems are so much. They have financial problems because of this COVID and all. They're having so many psychological problems. So these instructions only are the backbone for them. Otherwise, more or less, devotees are collapsed. They are in the verge of committing suicide also. So we have to save them. We don't know. Many devotees nowadays, of course, not many, but some devotees we hear very, very rarely we hear, but we hear sometimes even devotees commit suicide. Okay.
10th January 2007. I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling hopeless about the situation in sea. Time is often the best healer. The Pandavas had to wait 13 years for their wrongs to be addressed. And the Avanti Brahmana, see Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 11, just tolerated the dreadful insults piled on him, considering them his karmic dues. I also feel on one side hopeless about many things in ISKCON, but at the same time hopeful that Satyam Eva Jayate, truth will
Mm.
prevail. I try to look on the bright side and see that there are many inspiring devotees I can associate with, who, even though like me, going through struggles with anarthas and sometimes having more downs than ups, are nevertheless sticking with faith and sincerity to Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet. They for me are the real ISKCON, never mind where the signboard is. You are also fortunate to be in a community of devotees whose aim is clearly to serve Srila Prabhupada. Above all, you have a husband whose dedication to and enthusiasm for Srila Prabhupada's most dear book distribution has not diminished since his legendary days as a Brahmachari Maharati. So please do not feel hopeless. Negative emotions are just as misleading as blind positiveness. By sentimental positiveness, we see everything wrong as right, but by a negative attitude, we see everything right as wrong. Both are Maya, because They are not accurate assessments of reality. Reality or truth means to see things as Krishna sees them. Maya means to see things as we think correct, without caring for Guru, Sadhu, Shastra.
So this is the real definition of positive and negative attitude. Somebody asks, we have to be positive, we should not be negative, we should not speak about positive, negative, this, that. We can give this particular quote as an answer to them. The profound definition of what is positiveness and what is negativity. Mm. Because
Pl-
recently there was a seminar. Devotees were telling that we should not speak negative about this. That will spread wrong and all those things. That will not be positive attitude of the devotees. But it's not about positive or negative. Whether it is as per Guru, Sadhu, or Shastra, that is more important. Mm. Okay, right.
Please give careful attention to chanting attentively and reading daily Srila Prabhupada's books, and you will find that no external situation can impede your progress in Krishna consciousness. 11th January 2007. I have no objection on principle to your joining the army if your wife agrees. But please consider that you will probably have to associate thickly with persons who use bad language and talk a lot about sex and who may be more cruel than noble. You might also have a problem in taking only prasadam. Please also consider that much of the hoo-ha about Muslim terrorism is politicians' hype for conditioning and manipulating people. I'm not saying that terrorism isn't a threat, but certain Muslims aren't the only terrorists. Those who torture and slaughter millions of animals and birds each year are guilty of similar crimes by which they invite karmic retribution, for instance, in the form of terrorist strikes. 17th January 2007. Conundrum. We need to perform devotional service and associate with devotees, and temples facilitate this. Yet at temples we tend to get caught up in gossip and seeing things that disturb our Krishna consciousness. To maximize the benefits of visiting the temple and minimize the drawbacks, you might go just for arti, kirtan, and class and leave right after that.
So conundrum means confusion.
Okay.
Conundrum means difficult situation or a problem or a confused state of mind. So that is called as conundrum. Maharaj uses quite often this word conundrum.
Conundrum.
Yeah.
Previously, you were performing deity service, and it would be good if you could continue with that or any other service for that matter. If someone starts to tell you their vows, you could say, I appreciate that there are problems, Prabhu, but please refer your matter to someone who can do something about it. For my Guru has advised me to avoid getting involved in such matters. You could also have regular satsangs with like-minded devotees, with strict rules against discussing topics outside of Shastra. Even the temple should not be neglected. You should go at least to offer obeisances to the deities.
Even then, the temple should not be neglected.
Even then, the temple should not be neglected. You should go at least to offer obeisances to the deities. Even if we consider all devotees too neophyte and contaminated to associate with, if we cut ourselves off, then we ourselves dry up. One should be intelligent enough to recognize and take good association whenever and however possible. Prabhu is there in M.
Yeah.
In
Just one,
researching, yeah,
just one small observation reading this. So in the Brahmacharya ashram also we see this type of attitude in devotees. Sometimes we see that some devotees, uh, because of their previous Krishna consciousness, they are so austere. in eating prasadam, in waking up so early, chanting their rounds. They're very fixed, pakha in their sadhana. That means they read, chant, they do all services very nicely. But they have a problem. What problem? They can't sit with devotees and chant. If you say to them that, Prabhuji, please, you have completed all your rounds before, but it is better to chant with devotees. So they say that, oh, Prabhuji, yeah, but I can't sit with devotees because they sleep a lot during their chanting. I don't want to chant with them like that. I might offend them, or they think that I don't get any enthusiasm seeing them sleeping. How can I chant? So they complete all their rounds by 5 o'clock, 4:30 or 4:30 itself. They will complete, and 5 to 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, or those 2 hours of chanting, they read at that time. Yeah, it is good habit, but some rounds better to chant with devotees every day, every time. So that will, we might be senior in that sense that we complete all our rounds and we are very fixed up in that. But this shows our neophyte and contaminated mentality. But we completed our rounds, but we don't want to give association to devotees who are struggling to chant, struggling to do sadhana. We think that they are a burden for us, or they're a hindrance for us. Then our chanting and our enthusiasm to read all those things, I don't know where it will be. So we should not develop a kind of attitude in such a way that, oh, they are sleeping, there is no enthusiasm. Okay, if they are sleeping, then wake them up. You also then wake them up and then give some instructions to them, so that by preaching you will also be inspired and they will also be inspired, and finally they will understand, rather than thinking, oh, Prabhuji, I don't get any enthusiasm being with them, I don't want to chant like that, I want to chant myself. So that's very nice, but you have to give compassion, you have to be compassionate to the fallen souls also. So it's like that. So it's very important. So one should be intelligent enough to recognize and take good association whenever and however possible. Okay, can read, continue.
In researching for my book on Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, I came to appreciate that despite the Gaudiya Matha's problems being in many ways far worse than any ISKCON has yet faced, and although much of what exists now of the Gaudiya Matha is rather compromised, still its overall legacy is one of extraordinarily powerful bhakti. To find filth is not difficult when it's spread everywhere, but a more discerning person can detect if there is gold hidden in it, and if so, extract it. And once you get gold, it doesn't really matter where it comes from. Actually, I don't get many devotees writing to me about their problems with the institution. Most devotees either find some way to fit in or otherwise they slide out. My long term plan for addressing perennial discrepancies within ISKCON
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Yeah, sorry, bro. Some
Got
call
a
I
call.
got. Yeah.
You can study, read from first. My long term.
Yeah. My long term plan for addressing perennial discrepancies within ISKCON is to write a book called The Mood and the Mission of Srila Prabhupada. I have collected much material for it and hope that after about 2 years, I will be ready to start organizing and refining it. Maybe you could put aside a few months at that time to help me, especially as you have always been much concerned with these issues. Obviously, a letter cannot fully answer your questions, nor can we understand everything of why Krishna has arranged things. Please read the Putana issue of Krishna Kathamrita as it is relevant to these topics. 17th January 2007.
This Putana issue, Maharaj which is addressing, please read the Putana issue of Krishna Kathamrita as it is relevant. this. It is available in internet also, and this Maharaj has uh, incorporated in the Siddhanta Vaibhav also. This is the actually this Putana issue deals with many things in Krishna Kathamrita printed by uh, Gopal Geo Publications. His Holiness Gorgoin Maharaj's publication is this Krishna. And this Putana issue has contains many things about the pseudo gurus, swindlers, um, many things. Modern education, many things. So, but Maharaj has incorporated another Putana issue in uh, Bhakti Siddhanta by his divine Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Buddhists can take it from internet. It's very important. All should do this. Maybe if somebody gets, they can share it in the uh, WhatsApp chat group. Okay. Right.
17th January 2007. As far as I know, and I'm not an expert on this, samskaras are supposed to be in a series starting with Vivaha and Garbhadhana, so it might not be very meaningful to perform a first grain ceremony for a child born out of wedlock. You could ask Jayatirtha Charan Prabhu and Bhanu Maharaja, who probably know more. However, another question is that of giving an air of legitimacy to illicit sex. By being asked to do this, you are forced to take a position either against illicit sex or in tacit approval of it. Agreeing to perform the ceremony would be easier, but would be compromise your position and leave you open to similar requests in future. Refusing to perform it would send a strong message. Someone has to stand up for principles, or there won't be any for your children's generation to look up to. 18th January 2007. Definitely no abortion. That would be most sinful. Brajahari Prabhu, President ISKCON Juhu, related that his maternal uncle died young, leaving behind a widow aged 16, pregnant with their first child. She thereafter lived as a widow in her deceased husband's house, always keeping quiet, never talking intimately with anyone, nor attending social functions or dressing nicely. If can do similarly, it is best. Remarriage may be allowed in certain situations, especially if the marriage has not been consummated, but generally is not a good idea. Best that she understand her fate as prarabdha karma and use the rest of her life to cultivate Krishna consciousness, just as your god sister J did, who lives
J,
opposite
J,
is
JDD. That means J Devi Das.
oh JDD, who lives opposite ISKCON, is doing after her husband died young. But living with her mother-in-law is not a good option. She should be under a man. Although if your father is recommending abortion, then that is horribly sinful. Last option is to stay with you. Didn't you check with the astrologer before making the match? See Srimad Bhagavatam 9th Canto 18th chapter 23rd text and purport.
Okay. Then stop. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Devotees, I just wanted to ask that whether I can continue to read for another 5-10 minutes or shall I stop here? But please, devotee, what devotees can I continue? Because already 9 o'clock, but we started a little bit late. But can I stop here or we continue? I don't know, nobody's answering. I'm just asking that shall I stop here or shall I continue for another 5 to 10 minutes? Sorry, my mic was up. Now it is audible, I think. What devotees advise me? Continue. Some devotees are saying continue. 26th March 2007. Your acceptance of inevitable fate, seeing it as the will of Krishna, is exemplary. You are even apologizing for giving bad news. But actually, your courage in facing the inevitable is very good news. My feeling is that if treatment can only briefly delay total destruction of the body, better just prepare for leaving it. Going to the Dham is best, either Mayapur or Vrindavan, if there is someone who will care for you there. Otherwise, may be best to you, may be best to stay in Finland, who surely devotees will give you all material and spiritual support up to the last moment. Now it is a good time for you to preach through newspapers, TV, etc. It's one thing to say, we are not the body, when the body is healthy, but to say it without fear when wasted by cancer will surely attract the attention of persons attached to their bodies. Uh, Devotees, I would like to glorify this devotee to whom Maharaj is addressing over here. Actually, there was one great disciple of Maharaj by name Chaitanya Das, I think. Chaitanya Das. I forgot his name. This devotee was staying in Helsinki, which is the capital of Finland. Helsinki, Maharaj went and said that this city is in hell, Helsinki, sinked in hell. Krishna consciousness has to uplift them. So then this devotee, who was a very nice book distributor, got attacked by cancer. And as Maharaj told, he's saying now it is a good time for you to preach to newspapers, TV. Actually, he was bedridden, full of suffering from cancer. Still, he was distributing books through newspapers and TV. At that time, what you can expect in through newspapers and TV. So, but still, he was doing it very nicely through newspapers, calling people, uh, and then giving them distributing books in Vrindavan. He was staying in Vrindavan. He left his body in Vrindavan. Maharaj was there, I think. I don't know whether Maharaj was there with him while he was passed away or not, because these all things the Helsinki devotees they told me. It was very enlivening and enlightening for me to hear such a book distributor for whom death is not at all a concern for his distributing books. So bhakti is independent and what is that? Bhakti is independent and Maharaj gave one lecture. Supreme. Bhakti is independent and supreme. Even book distribution, distributing Srila Prabhupada is also independent and supreme. No bars. Death cannot stop. Death is material. Death cannot stop. So it's a very inspiring thing. We should all be inspired through these letters. So continuing from the letter. What is T. Prabhu's outlook on these points? 28th March 2007. It is not unusual that due to the mad mind, a conditioned soul mentally offends spiritual superiors. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur wrote, when we hear from a true guru, initially seems revolting. We feel a rising inclination to compensate what appears by our empirical means to be inadequacy of the guru's intelligence. But the current of thought prevalent in the material sphere cannot assail Sri Gurudeva, who is too heavy for those who participate in that current. Oh, this is entirely in a different level of writing. He has been able to keep them at a distance of innumerable crores of miles. Oh. He is Guru, or the heaviest, because his position is not shifting. Yes. At the outset, we think that he sticks to his narrow conceptions due to his ignorance of external objects, and thus we want to widen the scope of his conceptions and ideals by telling him all about the empiric world. Such a notion follows from dullness of comprehension gleaned from the school of empiricism. Our Gurudeva is free from such an idea. He is the servant of the absolute truth, not partial truth. Great. Srila Gurudev is the servant of absolute truth, not partial truth. Fortunately for us, mad Kali Yugites, in this age, mental offenses are not punishable. So please chant Hare Krishna and be happy. And don't be too worried about any unintentional mental offense. Great. One more. 14th April 2007. Politics is always part of life. In any institution, especially when there is personal interest at stake, as in case of paid workers. And clearly, A. Prabhu's wife has no business getting involved in such matters and should be restrained from doing so. But maybe you are being oversensitive, as comments such as "don't blow it" and "don't make a mess" can hardly be considered abusive. ISKCON is going through a somewhat strained period, and it's probably affecting everyone. However, I request you to not prematurely think of resigning, but to tolerate the words of immature people and continue your service to Sri Radha Krishna, because leaving your service now would certainly make things considerably worse. Of course, you need to discuss everything openly with A. Prabhu as soon as possible. 17th April 2007. Please discuss everything clearly with him, and surely by the grace of Srila Prabhupada and Shri Radha Krishna, matters will be cleared up and we can all go forward together in their divine service. 24th April 2007. I also feel the pain that feels, that pain being a major feature of my own unhappy youth. Luckily for me, that pain brought me to the shelter of Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet. In this case, it might destroy all the faith in bhakti that has been nurtured in since birth. It is a time of great testing for you and your faith in and commitment to Krishna consciousness. How you conduct yourself through this can be greatly beneficial for or greatly destructive of your own spiritual standing. For many devotees, such apparently unfair batterings by the material energy has sapped their resolve to continue fighting against Maya. Better to follow the example of Srila Prabhupada, who worked so hard to maintain a family that was practically useless, that will distract you from your main service, both materially and spiritually. And when he was told that his business had been looted, took it as a sign from Krishna that it was time for him to fully surrender. Of course, Srila Prabhupada is Nitya Siddha, but that is how he himself expressed the events of his life. Okay, devotees, I will stop here. We will continue to read from tomorrow, as it is already 9:13. Unless and until devotees have something to ask or something to say, I'll stop here. Devotees want to ask something? Then you might place your question. Okay, I'll stop here. So we have to continue from page number 343, 20th May 2007. So continuing tomorrow, we'll stop here. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। दन्ते निधाय तृणकं पदयोर्निपत्य कृत्वा च काकुशतम् एतद् अहं ब्रवीमि हे साधवः सकलमे विहाय दूरात् चैतन्यचन्द्रचरणे कुरुतानुरागम्। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।